Hey there, guys. Okay, so I believe I have a quick video for you today. We'll see. At least I think it's quick. But I'm gonna be talking about welcome email sequences or welcome email series, as I have it written here, specifically for nonprofits. So, how do we turn interest into monthly donations? To me, this is the key of turning actual newsletter subscribers, people who are just joining your community, so people who are new, into actual monthly donors or one-time donors, whatever you're looking to do. um, but to me, this is like the number one thing. So apart from ads, apart from like landing pages, this is a really big way of turning them, because this is actually you or your volunteers talking to the person. So it makes that click, so that they switch from, hey, I'm just here to read your emails, to, I want to actively participate in this community. All right. So we're gonna go over, just for context, we're gonna go over a email sequence that I made for a client. Obviously, the name's not gonna be there or any of that, but we're gonna have an idea of what what the sequence goes like, and I'll explain my thought process through each email. All right. So the importance of a welcome series. So we have opportunity to connect and engage. This is going back. So when we run ads or when we have landing pages, there is some things that we can do so that we can engage with them, but it's not as true as having them, through email or to text message. It will be more direct by having a welcome sequence and being able to control what we say when we start and when to say it. Explain where donations go. So being honest on the welcome series. The number one reason why people often don't donate is because they don't know what's happening with their donations. That's why I'm like super, super, super focused into sharing everything through email. Like, we moved this thing, we moved locations, we did this thing, we helped this family. We just share everything. As a nonprofit, I think it's important that you're sharing with your followers everything that's happening, so that they keep trusting you and you can keep moving forward and helping more people. And then introduce a benefit to being a monthly donor. So we'll talk about that. So introducing a benefit doesn't necessarily have to be giving them a product or giving them something, although you can. We'll talk about that at the end. But just like a business, a nonprofit still needs to give them something. In this case, you might be giving them, the feeling that they're being helpful, that they're contributing something to the community. So that's what we're gonna be doing through these sequences. And before we keep moving, I just wanted to say that, why you should trust me. And the reason is, I help my clients, as obviously we're going to go through one of them here, but I help my clients create this whole sequence. So from ads, landing pages, and then email sequences, newsletters, all of that, so that we can engage people and then turn them into monthly donors. So that being said, we'll keep going. Cool. All right. So how many emails to send? As many as possible for as long as possible, but start with 4. The reason why I say that is because the only way to create urgency is for us to contact people as often as possible, right? If you really believe in this, then you should be telling people as often as possible. And we're going to be doing that through our newsletter. But we always need these 4 so that we can get the low-hanging fruit of people coming in. And then only reach out when you have something to say. This is really important. You just don't want to be blasting emails every 2 days or 3 times a week when you have nothing to say, or you're just like repeating the same information. You have to make everything valuable so that people are not dropping off your list. All right. Cool. So we'll move on to the first email, and let me see. I think you might not see that well, so I'll zoom in a little bit. All right. So this is happening day 1. So right after sign up, I should be able to highlight. So right after sign up, They're most attentive right after opting in. So earn trust first, not pitch. So you're not pitching on the first one. So I have their subject here. Glad you're here. A quick hello from someone who can't stop caring. This. So the number one thing that you have to do is pick a volunteer or pick yourself. Pick someone who's going to be the voice for your newsletter, for your welcome sequence. In this case, I'm picking Riley. But you can pick whoever, right? Somebody inside your organization, and somebody else can be writing the emails. But you want to be able to connect people to a story. So in this case, Riley is a volunteer who went through what they're having here. So the main focus for this nonprofit is single parent families, so helping them go from motel to a stable home, right? So if that's the goal, then we need to match that to the person that's talking to our audience. So Riley, as you will see on this email, I'll read it real quick. So we have the subject, I'm glad you're here, a quick help from someone who can't stop caring. So I'm Riley, a volunteer. I met moms and dads who are doing everything right and still sleeping in motels. Here's what blank, the organization, does. We help single parent families go from motel to home through financial help, short-term assistance, and steady aftercare. It's not flashy, but it saves lives. Why I'm all in on this. And then here we tell his story. So years ago, my brother and I lived week to week in a motel. Homework in a tiny table, microwave dinners, constant moving. I promised myself one day I'll fix this, right? And this is stuff that Riley is not writing. Like, he told me about it, right? And then I'm writing their emails for them, so I'm able to structure it better. And you might do the same. Maybe you're the writer in your organization, and you know that a volunteer, has a really good connection to the organization. So have that conversation, understand where they come from, and then share the story in a meaningful way. Other things to point out here is, asking for a quick figure. Could you reply this email with "I care. I was a single parent. Just curious. Any answer is perfect." So here's a little bit of a play that I'm trying here. Normally on your first email, you're trying to get people to respond with a yes, anything. It just has to be a response, because we're trying to tell Google that this is a legit email, and it should be going to the inbox, not the spam folder, right? Now I'm giving it a bit of a switch here and saying, tell me why you signed up, right? And so I care, I was a single parent. This kind of tells me who is reading these emails, right? And I can make adjustments later on. Think about this. If they say I'm a single parent, right? Cool. I can kind of know, okay, how many single parents do I have on the newsletter? If they're just curious, okay, those are gonna take a little bit longer to work with and then turn into monthly donors or whatever. But if they reply, I care, think of this for a second. I'm not asking them to donate here on this email, but I will ask them eventually. So if they reply, I care, what's going to happen is now we give them an identity, right? Their identity is now that they care about this type of story, this type of situation. So now we know that those kind of people we need to be extra focused on, and they're probably the ones that the rest of these emails are going to be most effective with. So PS is really important. The two most important things on emails are the subjects and the PS. Couple of other things. You want to add a emoji before your title. I didn't do it here because this is just a draft, but I'll do it later. You're gonna put an emoji that represents your organization, and it's gonna go along with every single subject, just so that you're conditioning people to think, let's say, so we're in Atlanta, and maybe there's something that relates to the city of Atlanta, and so it might be a peach, right? So it might be a peach, and then I'm glad you're here, something like that. You're combining that emoji to the newsletter so that people can recognize it easily. All right, and then the PS is the thing that people are gonna read the second most often. So number one is title or subject, and then PS is the second thing that is likely gonna get written the most. So you want that to be specific as well. All right. So email 2. Now we're gonna do a small ask, but not money. So what I'm gonna do here is now, as Riley, he's telling a story about Tasha. So I met Tasha and her 8-year-old Jordan, smart, funny, living out of a motel. So just telling a story and what happened. So what were the steps to go from where they were, which they were sleeping with their bed against the motel door, and then we helped them move into a basically permanent home or a rental, whatever that is. So we'll mention that here. And then let's see, where is my ask? Here we go. So if you know someone who would smile reading this, forward this email. Tiny share equals real roofs. So we are connecting now. Hey, can you share this so that other people are aware of what's happening, right? And that immediately is gonna help you because it's gonna bring in someone new. We wanna create supporters. We don't want just people to give us money. We want them to believe in what we're doing and to bring more people into the cause. All right. Next up, so I start telling them another story. For this one, I'm sending it 7 days out, and for the previous one, I was doing 3 days out. So this is a week after that first email, or 8 days after that first email. So for this one, now I'm starting with a story. So I'm telling another different story this time, and then going in and presenting our home team. So home team is what I'm calling the private newsletter for this one. That might change. We'll brainstorm more names. But what the private newsletter will be, or the private community, is if you're a monthly donor, then you are part of this other community. And then down here, I'll explain that I'll send you short notes when your gift unlocks something specific so you feel exactly what you made possible. So for these people specifically, they might get something else. They might get more pictures. What some organizations will do is attach these people who are recurring donors to a specific children or something like that. And then we can tell that story, right? We can say, this is Leah, and then you're helping her every month, and we're sending pictures and we're keeping them informed, just so that they can connect directly to that kid, to that person. All right. All right, and then email 4. I actually like this one because this one's 12 days later, and so this is for people who have not made the decision yet, right? So I really like titles like this. So before I close my laptop tonight, right? So it's like, so we're probably sending this email later at night, but we're sending another story. And for this time, we're talking about the budgeting classes. And so I share a picture and I say, 7 parents, phones face down, pen scratching numbers. We talk rent, deposit, kid lunches. So it's like painting a picture with also a picture, right? For this one, it's kind of our last ask. We're telling another story. We're going into even more depth, showing that we actually take pictures and share, showing that we actually care because this person, right, this volunteer is sending them an email late at night, which, might not be the case, but they will know that this is the type of energy your organization has, And then once they join the monthly community, this is kind of like a test of what the monthly community would be like. They will get this kind of emails with this kind of information. So yeah, there you go. And then you present, I guess I didn't talk about this on the previous email, but you're presenting different categories, different pricing tags that do different things. So there are some organizations that will talk about and say, oh, we estimated that with $15 a month, we're able to feed 10 children. With $25 a month, we're able to do this other thing. So if you have those kind of numbers, or you can come up with those kind of numbers, then it's great to share them here, because it paints a clear picture to people of what their money is going towards, right? And if you want to be open and share your numbers here and say, out of the 20 or out of the 25, 20 will go directly to the cost, right? Where are the other $5 going? The other $5 are going into X, Y, and Z, like volunteers, ads, management, whatever, right? There is cost associated with running an organization, and that's okay. You can be open. You can be open about that in your emails and share that with your followers. The more honest you are, then the more goodwill you will create, and then more people will donate to you. All right. You can read through the rest of that, but I don't think there's anything else that I want to highlight here. Let's go into the next one. So going above and beyond. So personal thank you notes are really good. So if you have someone that will take the time and send them another email, plus like the welcome email that we already sent, say, hey, thank you for following us, thank you for doing this, or do it specifically for people who join the monthly donation. If you have someone who can make a video and say, hey, we want to thank you, you're helping this many families, blah, 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 that's really powerful. The more you connect with people, the more likely they are to stay for longer. So you want to do that. And oftentimes, people who donate monthly, they don't only donate monthly, they stay for longer, and then they also tell other people about your organization. All right. Sending merch. So sending merchandise. So hats. Let's see, what else do people do? Hats. They'll do pictures of drawings. They'll do pictures of events. Personal notes written by the staff or volunteers. Anything that you can send people is really good. I've seen merch work really well where you can do buy one get one. So they're technically buying a hat for themselves and they're getting one for free. But then that one they're giving away, and that is initializing conversation about the organization. Right? So you want to have those scenarios where more people are learning about what you're doing. All right, and then I have showing, not telling, what their donations were used for. So similar to this last email where I had a picture, you want to do that as often as possible. You want to show what's happening. You want to show people going into their first home. You want to show people, being fed. You want to show animals being joined with their new owners. Things like that are the things you want to show on your emails that will resonate with the people that are reading. That's why it's so important to know who's reading these emails, going back to that first email that I talked about. All right, so hey, that's all I got for this week. If you have comments for me about this email sequence, you can either leave a comment and I'll reply to that, or you can schedule some time with me down on the description below. I should have a link there so you can schedule with me, and then we can talk about it. If you need help with your organization, I can help. If not, then we can just have a chat about this and then see how you could apply this to your organization. All right, I'll talk to you on the next one.